Hey guys, back again. My name is Billy Roberts. I'm a concept artist, art director, and producer. Thought I'd make this video to show a VR sculpt process. So we have this spaceship here. I sculpted that in VR very quickly, just using some custom shape brushes. So I thought I'd just show the VR Blender to Photoshop process, and hopefully you guys find it enjoyable to see sort of how I got to the end result. The thing with VR, it's really fast. It's really intuitive tool to use. But there is a downfall with it, and that is that when you export the model, it's really high resolution. So even if you have like a really, really good computer, which I believe I do, it's still quite difficult to get the details to come through. And if you descale it through the program, it becomes very blurry. Sort of just like a little bit. You can't really tell what's going on. So the thing that I'm trying to do now in this process is I'm trying to understand some of those shapes again, because a lot of it got lost in the export. So my opinion on it is it's good, but you're either gonna have to clean it up in like Blender or Maya, or you're gonna have to clean it up in Photoshop. So where you save time, you probably lose a bit of time in the later stages. But it's still fun. It's a tool, and it's interesting to give it a go. So I thought I'd show you guys the first proper VR to concept / illustration, whatever you want to call this. It's probably more like a sketch, to be honest. You can sort of see how I went through that process, start to finish. So I'm just blocking in all of my colors that I wanted. I wanted to explore like a really vibrant, really happy sort of environment. So I'm just pushing those colors pretty hard. Took a little reference of some clouds, and then just decided that I wanted to go with those sort of colors. And the main aspects with this environmental area that I was trying to push on was the like warm versus cool contrast. So the sky is like super blue, and the ground plane, I literally made that red, like a red orange, which I think is quite nice. It's quite impactful. So that was the goals. When it comes to the ship, so the ship idea that I had was I wanted it to feel somewhat organic, but it was like a very loose approach, right? I didn't really know exactly what I wanted from the ship itself. In hindsight, that's kind of where if I used VR again, I would probably use like a sketch or something, just to get me an idea of like what I'm trying to land on, and then try to build to that sketch. Because I noticed in VR it's very easy to get interesting forms, but those forms don't make sense, kind of. So making sense of it before you start would probably be my, like, the next time I do this process, if I choose to do it, I would probably work out some of those design aspects earlier on. So yeah, it's a fun piece to work on. It's sort of just let loose creatively, which is nice. So I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I've decided that I'm going to slowly ease my way back into making more videos, and I might even do some structured like courses, or not necessarily courses, but sort of just like things that helped me to progress, and I'd love to share that information. So it would just be like structured videos, I guess, maybe talking about fundamentals and different aspects of that, how to progress in a way where it feels super relaxing and nice, and also competing against yourself and all of that stuff. So I might, if there's a few people that would like to see that, I would be willing to make some of those videos very shortly. So a little bit about what's been going on with myself is I've been on this project for the company that I'm working for called Ganymede, and I've been art directing and producing that project for nearly 2 years now. And it's a lot. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and there's a lot of staff that need directing, basically. So it's been pretty full on. That's the main reason why I haven't been uploading many videos, but it is something that I'm looking at getting back into, because I really enjoy sharing the things that I've learned, the things that have helped me progress. I really enjoy doing that. But just so you know, that's why, and what's been going on with me. So I literally haven't done any ship designs or any sort of artwork like this. This is very very different to my day-to-day, but I think that's why I did it, is because it's just super fun, super freeing creatively, and it's like something fresh and new, and there's no real like design direction sort of rules or anything like that, so it's really fun. Yeah, so I'm just a bit on the piece now. I wanted to make it feel like a toy, but I also wanted to make it feel realistic. So a balance between the two. That was my ultimate goal with this piece, was vibrant, playful, toy-like in proportions in the primaries, and then combat that with realistic-ish lighting, and making sure I've got like some nice bounce light. And also I honestly just wanted to do something super loose in the brushwork, being working on like proper games products where like the modelers need something to work from, like a blueprint. You have to be a lot more rigid, a lot more tight. Even with your like shots as well, your camera angles, you'd need to, like, if I were to get this modeled or something like that, this would need to be like an ISO, like top down, front and back view. A lot of like the hidden details would need to be worked out. So in a lot of ways, this is a very freeing way of working. So yeah, I really enjoyed working on this. It was a lot of fun. So I use a lot of flat brushes as well to define form direction on some of the parts of the ship. I think that really helps sell some of those big, bulky, thick forms. And yeah, I really enjoyed the clouds as well. I think they came out really nice, really playful. So a little bit about some other things is maybe more catered towards like development stuff, and that is like your personal growth and that sort of thing. I think doing creative pieces like this, where it's like very loose, but there's like an ultimate goal in mind, I think that's really, really important. If you're working for a company or you're freelancing, I think it's really important to branch out and just do something you wouldn't ordinarily do. I feel like sometimes you can get stuck in a bit of a rut with the tasks that you're getting paid to do, and it can feel a little repetitive sometimes. So I think for an artist, if you're in that boat, then this is definitely important, and it's gonna loosen you up, loosen your mind up, and get you back into that super creative feel of design. So I really think this was super helpful for me doing this piece. There is a couple things that I've been focusing on recently with my progression, and a lot of it is just theoretical fundamentals, and they going through that journey of studying fundamentals, studying the philosophy of the whole thing that comes with design and being an artist. I think those fundamentals are like super important, especially if you're trying to take your stuff further and further and further. As you try to take your stuff further and further, you need to understand those theories even more, right? Like it becomes more difficult to progress. It becomes a lot more challenging. So this video is kind of a, hey, check out this cool sketch. But I think the next video I'm going to do is going to be heavily focused around development. I would say that I'm extremely passionate about teaching fundamentals, and I'm also really passionate about the fundamentals, right? So I'd love to do a little bit of like a 3 or 4 part course on those things, because I feel like those are the things that it develops you so much faster than anything else. Is like the theory, and then applying the theory, doing like studies and doing all those things. It's the fast track to going forward. And as the world progressively gets better at this stuff overall, it's one of those things that you got to keep up with. So we're nearly closing up this piece here. I look forward to making those extra videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.